Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Let's start with our unofficial sponsor, Ricky Sauce. Discount code Bankrupt for 10% off. Karl Jobst has officially filed for bankruptcy, according to Billy Mitchell. Man, I can't wait to read those court papers. Guys, let me tell you, I am surprised that this had this end, right, as looking at an overall story from where this began. You can't be happy for anybody being bankrupt, right? That sucks. That sucks for his family. It sucks for him. But these are the consequences of having YouTube brain. You know, people get on the internet, stay on the internet, get into these echo chambers, and they forget about real life, right? Their morality comes from being online. And they forget that the real world exists and doesn't see the world through the eyes of YouTube. This man was so confident and so arrogant because YouTubers were behind him. Let me tell you, having a YouTuber behind you means absolutely nothing. Right? YouTubers are some of the worst people in the world. You could be best buddies one day. Something happens to you that they don't agree with. You're done, right? They'll turn you into content, right? You could be friends for years. And look what's happening to him. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about YouTubers that get to this level, right? And everybody's feasting on his corpse. And that sucks. You know, I mean, that sucks, but this is a man that has not shown any remorse at all. Like, this guy is just taking it to the mat. You know, it reminds me of this old story of this guy that his nickname was Scissors, but he was this huge muscular guy, and he hated when people called him Scissors, right? And and anybody that did, he would beat him up. And there was this one guy that was really upset because this guy, you know, took his girl. So he hated Scissors a lot. So, of course, you know, confronted him. They started fighting. And, of course, Scissors, being the stronger man, was beating the crap out of him, right? And he would tell him, call me Scissors again. And he would say, Scissors, punch him in the mouth, punch him in the mouth. And he just kept on punching until he had no teeth. And he asked him, call me Scissors again. And the dude made the scissor sign with his hands. That's what Karl Jobst is right now. He's not accepting defeat. You have to accept defeat, you know, at an economic level, which is bankruptcy. Right? But none of this should have happened. I mean, that is the insane thing. You can't sit on the internet just because people gas you up and say something untrue or outrageous. Right? You don't sit, you know, if you have things to lose, I should just preface by that, not legal advice, but if you have things to lose, if you have a family, if you have, you know, things, and you attack somebody unprovoked, right? They're just sitting there, right? Like, I'm making my YouTube videos. I'm big people. I don't bother anybody. If somebody decides to make a video on me and says something untrue, you know, it's usually a smaller channel. Nothing's going to happen. You may want to check them, but that's it. But when you're a huge YouTuber and you do that kind of stupid stuff, these are the consequences. This is, I mean, we've broken it down so many times. To tell you the truth, guys, I thought that this man would have found another path, right? Because even though this might be, I don't know, maybe financially better for him, this is a man that's lived off his reputation for the longest time. And now he's completely destroyed, right? He was busted. Dusted. He couldn't be trusted. He tried to battle Billy Mitchell and found self-destruction. A really bad rap, I know. But that's what happened to him. He not only lost a case, he lost some of the most important things that are important to a man to have. Your reputation, right? Among them, right? Your security, the trust of the people around you, that you do make the best decisions. I mean, that's out the door. That is completely out the door. And since you're not even remorseful, and even if you wouldn't be remorseful in your heart, let me tell you, just for your family. But if you look now, this is a man that just hit the mat. He's sitting here with a bankruptcy. He's sitting here with a judgment around his neck. He's sitting here with, allegations of bad language, bad racial language, of not being friendly to minorities. Let's just say that, because I don't need another strike. And the part that's tough is that on the one side, this individual has a lot of talent, but his talent is outweighed and overshadowed by a sense of ego that's just unwarranted. People can have an ego for success. People can have an ego for, being knowledgeable, right? You can have an overblown ego for many things. But to have this kind of ego without accomplishing anything, right? Just a speedrunner for one level of GoldenEye shouldn't give you this kind of ego. It's insane. It's actually insane. To think there that you're going to go and do battle with donations with a millionaire. I mean, if a friend asked me, hey, I'm going to go do this, I would tell them, don't do it. And if they would tell me, hey, I'm going to go do this against King Billy, I would slap the snot out of them right there. And it's like anything else. People that have been to court are like boxers. Boxers are good from getting hit, from practicing, right? From sparring, from being in the gym. Billy's been through it all. He's been through depositions. He's been through courtrooms. He's not nervous. He's not going to cry on the stand. And you can tell that Karl Jobst was just an amateur at this. And now look where he's at. Breaking news. Karl Jobst is bankrupt. Again, RickySauce.com, discount code bankrupt for 10% off. King Billy wins again.